Good day, it's me, Teacher Rona. So today, let's make it a good day. So before we start, let me remind you again that you need to send a picture of yourself while answering the module and watching the video lesson in our group chat for the purpose of monitoring. Okay? So before we start our lesson, let us bow our head and lift our heart to our Lord. What a wonderful day to start with a prayer. Okay, so last time or in your last lesson, we talked about respect, understand, and listen to everyone. Very good. That means you rule. That's good. So, okay, so to live harmoniously with the people around you, we have to keep in mind that there are things that must be practiced and established. So one of these is respect. Okay, so relating with people means recognizing individuality and treating them the way you want to be treated. So that is the golden rule, treating them the way you want to be treated. So like you, they are also capable of appreciating the differences among people and finding points where relationship could be nurtured. So let respect be a manifestation of your good social skills to attain happy and positive interaction with others. So work on the task seriously. If you need help, you seek help if you believe you need to. And always remember that in life, there are things that you cannot control. There will be negative events that will challenge the way you treat people. Just remember this, that you coexist with others and you are in the period of becoming the best version of yourself. Okay, so when does discrimination happens again? When does discrimination happens again? Very good. When we take negatively the differences of other people. So we tend to be directed by our prejudice or our preconceived opinion or notion about other people. So sometimes it clouds our mind to the extent of not recognizing anymore that people are different. Right? Okay, so can you give me some ways to demonstrate our respect for others? Can you give me some ways to demonstrate our respect for others? What's the first one? Very good. You have to respect yourself first. So you cannot give what you don't have. So you cannot control how others would see you, but you can shape the way you see yourself. If you think that you deserve to be treated well, so you have to treat yourself well. For example, you don't allow others to abuse you physically or psychologically, as there are a lot of means to stop it properly and legally. Okay, how about the second one? We have five, right? How about the second one? Again, be on the lookout when your prejudice strikes. So there's nothing wrong if you have an opinion or idea about the person you have just met. So, however, it has to be balanced with the actual facts at hand. If you think that he or she is a person you cannot trust, treat the person well, the same as you treat everyone else. And just reserve your idea to yourself. We have to operate with a logical mind to be fair to other people. Okay? We have to be fair to each and every person that we met or we meet. Okay, and the other one, number three. How about number three? Number three, again. Very good. Remember that they are also like you as a person. We have our own life and difficulties or problems. So, who knows? The person who you might be laughing, the person who you might be laughing at is suffering from depression. The man you might be trying to discredit is a victim of bullying and physical abuse. Your classmate who always cracks jokes might be trying to forget his dying father. We all have our shortcomings and we are all capable of committing mistakes. The good news is our past does not define us. So learn to keep in mind that people are always a work in progress, okay? People are always a work in progress. Again, people are a work in progress. Very good. How about number four? Number four. Again. Very good. Look at the positive side of the person. So, despite the imperfections or flaws, there are good things in people that are worth celebrating. Who else does not have any flaw or mistake? We treat people with respect because that's our nature and it defines who we are and not who they are, right? So we have to embrace those flaws and look at the positive side of that person. And lastly, what's the last one? What's the last one? Very good. Always try to be the bigger person. Okay, have a big room for understanding and tolerance for individual differences. So you have to try not to let your emotion get the best of you. You may feel disheartened, angry, jealous, or even disappointed with people, and that's okay. Okay, that's okay. However, it should not change your nature as a person and the way you relate with them. Keep in mind that the insights you got from the negative experience with other people and use this to improve your dealings with others. Okay, so those are the some ways to show respect with the other people. Very good. Okay, so let's move on into your materials needed for this lesson. You have to prepare your blue notebook, your copy of WHLP, bond paper, pen or pencil, and coloring materials. Okay? Are you ready? Again? Very good. That's good. So, for today's lesson in homeroom guidance, we will be talking about you and your decisions. The title of the module is Me and My Decisions. So, when you hear the word decisions, what comes into your mind? Very good. So, to continue, let me give the guide for your parents and guardians. Gabay sa magulang o tagapag-alaga. Isinulat ang module na ito upang gabayan ang mga mag-aaral na linangin ang kanyang aspektong personal at sosyal, akademiko at karera. Dinisenyo ito para sa distance learning o alternatibong pamamaraan ng pagkatuto na hindi nangangailangan ng pisikal na presensya sa paaralan. Bilang tugon sa direktiba na pagkansela ng face-to-face class dulot ng pandemyang COVID-19. Makakatulong ang araling ito upang hubugin ang kaniyang kakayahang bumuo ng tamang desisyon o pagpapasya. Tiyakin na sasagutin niya ang bawat bahagi ng module ng tapat. Siguraduhing maipapasa niya ang kanyang sagutang papel o notebook sa petsa at oras na itinakda ng kanyang gurong tagapayo. Malaki ang gampanin ng mga magulang upang mapagtagumpayan ang mga gawaing nakalatag dito. Kakailanganin ng mag-aaral ang inyong patnubay at gabay sa mga gawaing nakapaloob dito. Kung kaya, hinihingi ng kagawaran ang inyong suporta upang mapagtagumpayan ng mga mag-aaral ang mga hamon sa buhay, maisakatuparan ng mga inaasahang gawain, at higit sa lahat, matutuhan ang mga kasanayan sa buhay na kailangan nilang taglayin sa yugtong ito. And for you, my dear learners, as a growing adolescent, the issues that you face become more complex and serious as compared to those you experienced during your elementary or junior high school days. These issues require you to be more careful, responsible, and critical with your options, as any decision has an impact to your life. You can choose your decisions, but the same cannot be said of their consequences. Indulge yourself in the activities of this module or lesson. Have time to reflect how insights and realizations can be useful in your daily life. Make the most of this learning journey to improve yourself. This self-learning module has 6 interactive tasks, such as let's try this, let's explore this, keep in mind, you can do it, what I have learned, and share your thoughts and feelings. Make sure to read, listen, think, follow, and enjoy every task that you are asked to do. Have fun, stay safe, and healthy. And of course, after going through this module, you are expected to describe what makes a right and a wrong decision or action. Demonstrate awareness on the indicators of committing right and wrong decisions. And, of course, appreciate appropriate response in dealing with right or wrong decisions. And now, let's talk more about decisions. Me and my decisions. So, we are what we make, right? Our actions and decisions affect the way we live our lives. If you decide to study despite the hardship during this pandemic, this decision affects your daily activities, which may include household chores, and errands. Am I right? Yes, because you choose to study, your daily life would now include accomplishing your learning modules and communicating with your teachers or classmates in various ways, just like what we are doing right now, right? Okay, so this is an illustration of how your life becomes dependent to your decisions. May this lesson help to appreciate how you can improve your way of living through your own decisions. And let me remind you, you are what you are today because of the decisions or choices that you made yesterday. For our first activity, let's try this. Your suggested time allotment for this activity is 10 minutes. Myself, deciding right and wrong. Get your bond paper and divide the bond paper into two. And draw yourself when you have committed a right and a wrong decision. Divide the bond paper into two and draw yourself when you have committed a right and a wrong decision. How do you describe yourself when you have committed the right decision? You draw yourself here. How about if you have committed a wrong decision? Draw yourself here when you committed a wrong decision. Your time starts now. Time's up! You did a great job. After doing this activity, let's try to answer the following processing questions. Write your answers in your blue notebook. The first question, how do you compare the two images of yourself? The second one, did you have the same decision-making process for both situations? Explain an example for each. Number 3, if you are to assess whatever decisions you made in the past 2 months, where do you categorize them and why? You have 5 minutes to answer. Your time starts now. Time's up! You are all doing great! Now, let's explore more of this lesson. Remember more about your experiences in making right and wrong decisions. Explain the situation where each image reflects. Make your answer in essay format guided by the following questions. Write your answers in your notebook. First question. What was running in your head when you were in that situation? The second one. What did you feel about the situation? The third one. What did you do about the situation? The fourth one. How did your body react to the situation? Great job! Now, let's move into another activity. You have 15 minutes allotted to answer the following processing questions. Number 1. What insights did you get from both the experiences of making a right and a wrong decision? Number 2. What changes did both decisions make in your life? Number 3. If given a chance, would you still do the same decisions? Why or why not? Your 15 minutes starts now. Time's up! You did a great job. So now let's move into another session. Considering the many choices that we face each day, it is imperative to know relevant information on how to better handle decision making. Although we differ in handling decision, we learn better by tracing back how others deal with it, right? As we all know, experience is the best teacher. And of course, how do they manage to handle that kind of situation, or how do they manage or handle that decision? How about you? How do you handle decision making? Again, how do you handle decision making? Very good. So the most common thing that we usually do is to ask some advice and evaluate the pros and cons. Good job. In a study on competence and quality in real-life decision-making by Martin Geisler and Carl Martin Alwood, published on November 6, 2015, the researchers established that self-awareness, or our ability to self-monitor, is associated with our capacity to make sound judgment. So, self-awareness, or our ability to self-monitor, is associated with our capacity to make sound judgment. That is according to Mr. Martin Geisler and Carl Martin Alwood. In the same light, emotional intelligence supports the belief that our emotions affect our decisions, right? When you are happy, don't make any promises. When you are angry, don't say any word. Okay? Because our emotions affect our decisions. The ability to properly know the emotion in self and others have direct relationship in decision making. Moreover, time approach in decision making competence. People tend to believe in right or wrong timing in dealing with decisions. There may be decisions made in rush but come out right, but there are those that result in the negative. There are instances that procrastination or delaying few things bring acceptable results, depending on the timing of the decision making. The latter, however, should not be taken as a good example in all other life undertakings. Okay? Time approach is a decision-making competence. It really gives us pressure. The time really gives us pressure when it comes to decision making. So we have to be careful with that. Okay? When do you know if you are about to commit a right or a wrong decision? When do you know if you are about to commit a right or a wrong decision? Very good. Nobody knows better your situation except you. Hence, it would be helpful to look at the bigger picture and analyze the impact of your decisions. Keep in mind the following guide that you can use in decision making. Any decision making process should come with facts. We don't decide based on impulse or gut feel, most especially if the decision would mean a complete turnaround of your life. So, for example, your college course or curriculum exit. Have those helpful facts guide on your next move, okay? You have to have those helpful facts guide on you for your next move. You need to gather all the facts about a certain thing that you need when it comes to decision making. Okay, the next one is you have to weigh the pros and cons. In school, you are being trained to be a responsible and accountable to all your actions. So you cannot blame anybody for your decisions except for some setup, right? So the moment you said yes to indulge yourself with vices, you are embracing its consequences as well. When you start to smoke, it means you are embracing its consequences as well, okay? So don't indulge yourself with any vices. It will not help you to grow as a person and to grow as a good human being or a good citizen in the Philippines. Okay? The same way, when you resolve yourself to finish studies and have a stable career in the future, so you are up to face the challenges that come with it. When you choose to study, you are up to face the challenges that come with it. Okay? You have to weigh the pros and cons when it comes to decision making. Are we clear about it? Very good. And next one is you have to consult people if you must. Why do you think it's important to ask people's opinion or advice? Why do you think it's important to ask people for their opinion or advice? Very nice idea. So nobody has the monopoly of knowledge. There are times that even experts must seek the help of their family, friends, and colleagues. So in your context, you can ask help from your trusted adults like our guidance counselor, Ma'am Kimberly, your teacher, me, or any other subject teachers that you have, and of course, your parents. So however, you have to keep in mind that your experiences are different from the experiences of the people around you. So be particular in terms of what is applicable and what is not in your setup. You have to consult people, but always remember the decision is always yours. Okay? The next one is own whatever decisions you have. Just like what I said, you have to consult people, but the decisions is always yours. Own whatever decisions you make. Even though you ask other people advice, remember that every decision is your accountability. At the end of the day, you are responsible on how you define your life. At this point, you cannot delegate the important decisions for your life to others and blame them if they are wrong. Blaming is never a solution to correct any wrong actions. So you have to take charge of your choices and be prepared for whatever it costs. However, be mindful of the limitations of your actions as there are areas where still need to depend on some people like your parents or guardians. Okay? You always have to ask for some opinions or guidance for your parents or your guardians. And of course, you have to remember that you are a work in progress. Every people is a work in progress, okay? Would you know anybody who did not commit any mistake in the past? Do you know someone who did not commit any mistake in the past? Okay, so all of us, even your parents, your teachers, your guidance counselor, or classmates make mistakes at times. But it should not stop us from becoming the better version of ourselves. So despite the considering the facts and weighing the pros and cons, there are times that we still fail to make the right decisions. And that's totally fine. That's totally okay. We can use our insights and learnings from our mistakes, and that's how we make sense out of the past experiences. Remember, experience is the best teacher, okay? It should improve our perspective and make us more mature. Okay? It's okay. It's fine to make mistakes, but you have to learn from your mistakes. Okay? So let's answer this activity. I know you are all ready for this. You can do it. So write your answers in your notebook. Write a narration of a decision you made in the past which you consider a wrong one. Imagine how it would change if you apply all of any of the ways discussed in the previous part of the module. What could have happened if the course of action was different? You have 10 minutes to answer this question. Great job! You are all doing great. Now, let's see if you learned something in this lesson. Write your answers in your notebook. How will you improve your decision making? Write at least 5 things that you certainly can apply in yourself. You have 5 minutes to answer the question. Great job! You really learned a lot in this lesson. And now you have to share your thoughts and feelings. So complete the phrases below. Write your answers in your notebook. A right decision for me is a right decision for me is next one. It is okay to commit a wrong decision as long as it is okay to commit a wrong decision as long as and lastly, from now on, I will own my decision by from now on, I will own my decision by great job. Okay, so let me leave a very remarkable quotation here. Always make decisions that prioritize your inner peace. By Izzy Victoria Odias. Okay? You have to always make decisions that prioritize your inner peace. Your inner peace is very important. Okay? With that, goodbye, class. Have a nice day. Keep safe and stay healthy.